Dying Light 2 simply should not exist, and I don't even think that's a hot take. This is genuinely one of the most cursed development cycles I have ever learned about, so without further ado, I've got a story for you, which begins in January of 2012.
We got to start working on that new game.
What sells?
Dead Island is greatest thing to happen to gaming ever.
But surely you can't just copy-paste the same garbage and have gamers relentlessly buy said garbage hand over fist. Remember, this is the year of our good lord 2012, and you need a product to stand the test of time. You need a that'll print for a decade. You need something exciting, something new and original. That is how you make money in gaming. Parkour! Parkour! Add a grappling hook. And so it be, so it was. Dying Light was born. And the original Dying Light was great. The next best thing to ever happen to gaming. As of writing this, it even has double the concurrent players as its sequel. I know, right? Isn't that just pathetic?
You know, this game used to be more fun.
Sadly, today I'm not just here to tell you about one of the true gaming goats, Kyle Crane. Yeah, that psycho could probably pose a threat to the likes of Chris Redfield. No. Today, I'm talking about his dorky younger brother Aiden.
Who taught you how to fight like that? Name's Aiden.
And his worse in every way sequel. I don't remember his last name, to be honest, but it doesn't really matter how forgettable he is, because he's got two things about him you'll never forget. And that's his goddamn gargantuan mammoth legs. Those things are omnipotent. Register lethal weapons. Genuinely better than any crusty-ass machete I could scrounge up or God's equestrial world. I'm telling you, those femurs aren't made of bone. They're comprised of material not bone.
But it's always a surprise when it's always a surprise when the tide comes in. When the tide comes in. But it's always a surprise when it's always a surprise when you call again.
Dying Light 2 really is one of the funniest games ever created.
Hey kids, I'm looking for a woman named Maya. It was so funny.
And some of it is genuinely cool. It's also one of the dumbest games I've ever played. Let me explain. But to understand how Dying Light 2 became gaming's most controversial disaster piece and survived a grueling 7-year development, first we need to rewind to E3 2018.
Exclusive.
Dying Light 2, maybe? I think it's Dying Light 2. Damn! Damn, I think it is.
And good luck.
Woo!
Please welcome
Gee!
designer Chris Avellone.
By God! Tim, I hope you're ready. We gotta run Dying Light before this comes out.
Oh, you should have plenty of time.
First game.
Take it.
A fluid parkour system with improved natural movement.
Just take it.
You choose to team up with this group to supply water on the black market. As you will see, this creates a very different set of consequences for the city.
Wow.
With water being a precious currency, it brings you access to new resources and trade. But this in turn attracts the worst type of people to the area.
Bald people.
And this is just a single decision, one out of hundreds you will have to make, but it allows you to carve out your own world. Each player's game experience will be unique. And by the way, this is just what happens in the day. At night, well, things tend to get a lot darker.
Hey! Let's get it. So you think this is a game?
Doesn't look like much of a game to me.
No, I don't think so.
So, what exactly happened in 2018 that caused Dying Light 2 to need an extra 4 years in development? Well, for starters, you can see that most of the people who worked on Dying Light 1 worked on Dying Light 2, except for the original executive producer, Pawel Zawodny. He left Techland in 2016 to start his own studio called Strange New Things. They went on to vague post about some AAA experience that would push gaming to the next level, but then they just didn't show anything at all for 2 years and got acquired by CD Projekt Red in 2018. I do find it interesting how he won't be the last character in this story to leave Techland for greener pastures over at CDPR, but more on that later. It seemed Zawodny would rather be anywhere else than at Techland going into the development of Dying Light 2. Though maybe I'm just reading into things. Apparently Zawodny wanted a more traditional development pipeline using Unity or Unreal Engine, and this allegedly led to a falling out between him and the CEO, MrBigB. But Zawodny was right. The game went through development hell, and the crunch had devs quitting en masse, reportedly losing 50 people from May 2021 to May 2022, which was roughly 17% of the original team. For a project that is constantly criticized for being overly ambitious, bleeding talent is a death sentence. To push this point a little further, here's a quick look at a 200-page document of the game's cut content. There are multiple reports of CEO Pawel Marchewka and his inner circle functioning as a dictatorship, fostering poor planning and a toxic work culture. The fish rots from the head, one dev said. Multiple people independently shared a story of an artist turning in work only for management to respond with one Polish word, which means, ooh, that's no good. Should have had that guy working on Concord, I guess. Now, in May of 2020, a Polish games news and media website known as polskigamesdev.pl interviewed anonymous Techland devs to shine some light on whatever the hell was happening over there. And as it turns out, it's a goddamn disaster. Or a total mess, as all of these articles would have you believe. And I do believe it. Using my powers of basic media literacy and hindsight, it's not hard for me to see that these anonymous sources were telling the truth.
Dying Light 2 is a total mess. First, we had to focus on story, then focus on gameplay, with all these non-stop changing game mechanics. Morale is at an all-time low. Leadership has no idea what they're doing. Disorganization at the highest levels is embarrassing. It's still not known what this game should actually be. Other studios, a year before their premiere, are worried about fixing bugs. We don't even have a vertical slice.
For the uninitiated, like me, a vertical slice is a type of milestone, benchmark, or deadline with emphasis on demonstrating progress across all components of a project. So, in order to properly demo your game, you need to have a baseline of proficiency across all aspects of the project. Otherwise, development may be a total mess, your demo might end up exceedingly misleading, and the final result might end up being a steaming pile of garbage.
Our creative lead has coined the philosophy design through iteration. Every time he made an apparently final decision, it was reverted. People have worked really hard thinking they're almost finished, but they never get to reach the finish line, and it burns them out a lot.
I actually reached out to a bunch of devs attempting to land an interview and even got some responses from some fairly high-profile guys. But for some reason, they didn't seem so interested in doing an interview once they saw the channel. It seems Ciszewski was overbearing in his direction, and his creative vision was scattered and unfocused. Ciszewski also insisted on getting his grabby little hands on the game's narrative as well. Apparently, that was a major component of why development spiraled in the first place. Techland hired famous writer Chris Avellone to improve the forgettable narrative from Dying Light 1. He wanted to create a complicated, multi-layered RPG-style story, but Techland, and specifically Ciszewski, did not fuck with the vision. Which, if you ask me, is completely fucking stupid, because why else would you hire the guy that's what he does? The name Chris Avellone may ring a bell, as he played a large role in writing the lore for the Fallout games. He started in 1995, and he was a level designer for Fallout 2. He also wrote the Fallout Bible and worked on the scrapped Fallout 3 project of Van Buren. In 2003, he left Interplay Entertainment to found Obsidian, where he worked as a lead designer and writer on cult classics like Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2 and Fallout New Vegas, famous writer Chris Avellone. But in June of 2020, Avellone was falsely accused of sexual misconduct by Carissa Barrows and Kelly Bristol. Truly a cursed development cycle. Barrows originally claimed that Avellone was an abusive, abrasive, and conniving sexual predator who had attempted to sexually assault her after getting her blackout drunk. Barrows told Kotaku in 2020, "He's fucking disgusting, but he did not f*** me. He assaulted me 100%, but I stopped him." Bristol and Barrows eventually had to retract all previous allegations and pay a 7-figure sum to Avellone. Here's the full statement if you're interested. It ends with them saying he deserves a full return to the industry. Honestly, I can't blame Avellone for refraining to say anything seriously negative about Techland and getting some distance from the situation. I would want to be as far away from Techland as possible, but at least a few mil seems like a good trade for some rough drafts and a little character assassination. It makes sense that Techland would want to work with a veteran of this caliber. Of all things the original Dying Light was praised for, its narrative was not one of them. And he did plenty of his famous writing for Dying Light 2. But according to Chris himself, seemingly none of it made the final cut, and following the allegations, Chris and Techland mutually agreed to part ways. He said himself that he worked on 5 to 6 Fallout New Vegas style story drafts, but the number of quests in those drafts was easily over 100. It's honestly unfortunate to think about what this game could have been, but something went wrong at every turn. While many believe Avellone should have been the lead writer in Dying Light 2, the actual lead writer was Pawel Zawodny, who left Techland in December of 2020. Now, while they did already have a replacement working since October, it's difficult not to look at this as a complete catastrophe. On the note of the Techland article and the anonymous devs, Techland's PR team actually responded. In a statement addressed to WCCF Tech, they acknowledged the complaints without agreeing with or denying anything. And then, and this is the best part, they said development is moving forward according to our internal schedule that we revised at the beginning of the year. But that wouldn't be the last time the game was delayed. 15 months after this response, Techland posted this to Twitter announcing yet another delay. Signed by CEO Pawel Marhevka. Only 2 hours before the WCCF article was published, one senior PR manager tweeted saying the Polish translation was totally inaccurate in a bid to get the community off their backs. And it worked for a little while, but it wasn't long before people realized the Polish translation was perfectly fine. That's right, they made it the fuck up.
Why don't you back it up with a source? My source is that I made it the fuck up.
So that gives even more credibility to these anonymous sources, that and the fact that we're in the future, and we can see that the game is just
Trash! Fix the game! It sucks!
She also tweeted that development is moving forward, the game is in good shape and good hands. She must be some kind of comedian or something. It's interesting that she was only with the company for 6 months after this. Looks like she had to draw some distance between herself and this monstrosity. Speaking of people who frequently talk out their ass, this time on camera, meet Tymon Smektala. Now, if we give him the benefit of the doubt, maybe anyone would seem dishonest if their job was to communicate Techland's plans, because Techland's plans look like this.
Now let's talk about the mail. Can we talk about the mail, please, Mac? I'm dying to talk about the mail with you all day, okay?
But he is to this day the face of Dying Light. This was confusing for some because they had Chris Avellone do the original E3 announcement and presentation. But Tymon did do an interview with Jeff Keighley.
We had the whole studio was watching from Wrocław, so if they're watching now, can I say something in
Absolutely,
Polish?
please, go ahead.
Nie wiem, kurwa! No pierdolę taką grę komputerową!
We trust it was a positive sentiment.
Yeah,
and
of course.
It must be
No
what, like,
swear word.
Tell us about the technology behind the game and how that's improved.
So again, this is something that we started anew. We realized that we want to make first-person open-world games with really high fidelity graphics, really realistic looking stuff. So
Yeah, I love the sense of detail and just, you know, it feels like just even the particles and everything, there's a lot going on.
Yes, so starting Tuesday, media will see a quite substantial demo, which takes about 25 minutes.
Wow.
And it will present everything that's new about the game. So.
Right. Well, this looks great. So when is it going to come out? Next year?
Next year, yeah, 2019, and that's all that we tell at this moment because we don't want to deliver something which we're not happy with only because of the deadlines. So. Next year, definitely people will play the game, and it will be beautiful.
And, you know, let me tell you, Tymon, I really think we should all subscribe to SKREWEY.
Duck, is good idea. What seriously amazes me is that there are real humans out there who play this game all alone in a dark-ass room, not skipping any dialogue. If this is you, I just really need to know what the fuck is wrong with you that you would subject yourself to this. I want to look inside your brain.
I wanna rip you apart at the seams,
Just to know what's inside.
but I'm afraid of what I'll see.
But I know you're out there because otherwise Tencent wouldn't have bought a stake in Techland for 1.6 billion, making the CEO Pawel Marhevka the 5th richest Pole.
Give me money. Money me. Money now. Me a money needing a lot now.
I think the most fun I had in this game was playing tag with the volatiles on that first night. You don't want to let them catch you because these guys are really scary. He scared the shit out of me. You're not supposed to come in here.
Why are there so many of them, dude? Why are there so many?
Oh wait, he's in the spot. He's in the spot. Look. Oh, he got out. Come here, motherfucker. Get him. He's so fast.
Yo, what the fuck? Push him in. That's actually... Dude, it's like infinite fucking combat. What the fuck? He's still alive?
Stupid. Ow.
Holy fuck. Dude, he's stuck in the fucking UV.
Body block him.
I wonder how long it's gonna take him to fucking die.
This is just a neighborhood tweaker. It's impossible to take anything seriously in this game, unless you're the guy playing for the E3 trailer.
Get him! You're dead now.
Everything happening moment to moment is just cartoonish.
Cut your throat.
No!
Holy fuck. Nice just under.
No!
Watch, she's still like alive for a cutscene. But the game tries to create a sense of seriousness in the way it interacts with the player.
Dude, that's like a car crash.
We have reports that 8 men are retreating.
Dead bodies splayed out like that,
worked.
bro.
We took out their lights and the infected tore them to pieces.
But I don't think the experience that you experience when you play this game is the same as the experience that Techland expected you to experience. You smell me? I just mean they wouldn't put hours and hours of dialogue into the game if they thought everybody would skip it. But I mean, do you listen to this shit?
Boxers or briefs?
Free ball, all the way.
Who wears skivvies these days?
Does anybody?
He'll snap you like a twig and shit all over your carcass.
That's, very specific. Your fetish or something?
Got no cock, remember? Have to find alternative sources of pleasure.
Very specific. Your fetish or something?
I remember you calling me a eunuch.
But, you are a eunuch. Yeah, got no cock, right?
Only a cocksucker could be so preoccupied with the whereabouts of my cock.
Your fetish or something?
Who is listening to this?
You deserve a reward. Do you wish Lola to reward you with a song?
Sure, why not?
I
often wonder while playing this game why they even released it, but then I remember that I bought it. None of the NPCs even sound or act like real people. What?
Take it easy.
But why? Why are you doing that? This guy's really starting to piss me off. Oh shit. Oh?
Wanna go fight a big scary guy?
Yeah. My favorite detail about this game is the ambience. There's always someone faintly screaming in the background. There is just a guy screaming right now. Did you hear?
Yeah.
The hell was that? I think some guy just blew himself up in that building. Just like that last segment, this game really overstays its welcome. We never even ended up finishing because it was just too much. Can't say the same for the first game though. Who could forget the final stretch of Dying Light 1?
We fight? Not bad.
Yeah, Kyle Crane's a real sicko.
Alright. Kill him.
It might be surprising to hear this, but the combat really isn't the greatest. It's completely unbalanced and honestly kinda bland. When I played this game on release, my friend grinded and maxed out the throwing knives and just one-shot everything. And when we played most recently, we just only used the dropkick.
Now Frank hated this painting, you know, he made me take it down.
I do not like this painting, Charlie. Smug aura mocks me. It's evil, Charlie.